Sit, turn, tap, sit. Good boy. Ruff. I must be feeling really festive because, first of all, I'm actually being the co-host for this week's episode of History and Headlocks. I'm trying to fill in the big shoes of Mike himself. Shout out to Mike, who's doing his work thing, getting his struggle on. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I don't want to disclose what he does. But would you be able to do what he does?
I wouldn't want to. If it paid good, I'll do it. Shoot.
Yeah, I think it always boils down to pay, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody had asked today. They were like, because they were telling me, like, because I was inquiring about a position for, just feeling out stuff, and they're like, no, I can't ask you because I know you make too much money. So another person goes, how the fuck they know how much money you make? I was like, yeah, right. How the fuck they know? They don't know what the fuck I do.
Making assumptions.
They just assumptions, right? I must walk around with like every footstep I take is like 24 karat gold. Like it's, oh my God.
Dollar bills falling out of your pockets and stuff, you know?
Oh, excuse me. I don't need to pick that up. You can have that if you want. But yes, I'm here for filling the shoes of Mike here. I'm Jay the Red Santee from Turnbuckle Tabloid and other ridiculous shows here on New York Wrestle Media. And of course, here with our girl, Ariana the Nata Grande.
Hey.
So, I'm feeling good. I'm actually starting getting a little bit in touch with the culture, and I brought this to your attention as a fill-in because Mike is being busy. And I said, you know what? Let's not stop the show. Let's get something going. And since here in New York City, we are celebrating the culture, the island, the New York Ricanish of Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I know you guys did a walk down history lane with Latinos in their influence in wrestling. So I said, let's dive a little bit deeper. Let's look into the Puerto Rican culture. Now, you being of Dominican background and such, regardless of what people say, we're cousins from different places.
Absolutely. We're the same. Just we got different slang. That's it.
That's a good question. What besides the island and the location and stuff, what is like people's perceived differences between Dominicans and Puerto Ricans?
I don't know. One thing I could think of is how we speak.
Yeah.
Spanish. We have different accents, different little, like I said, slang terms.
Mm-hmm.
The food is pretty much almost the same. I mean, there's little things that each island, each culture has that's unique, Other than that, I mean, rice and beans.
It's rice and beans.
Rice and beans.
But there is okay. So we mentioned certain words and stuff, right? So when you make rice that's mixed with the beans all together and it's yellow rice with the beans, what's that? What you guys call it?
Moro.
Right. We call it junto, arroz junto.
Oh, arroz junto. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You get that. You guys, the crunchy part underneath the rice that the people fight for at times. You guys call it what?
Con.
We call it pegao.
Yeah.
So we always have like a different thing for
exactly.
it. But it's funny because I learned I understood Spanish for most of my life because my grandparents pretty much raised me due to my mother working many hours. So, and all they did was speak to me in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
They never asked me to respond in Spanish. But yet, when I got to a certain age, they would call me a jibaro or like a hypocrite or a white boy or whatever, right?
Right.
But I never learned. So I got to pick up Spanish when I really like started speaking a little bit more fluently. Was working at my job that I'm at, the job I'm at now, and it was because of Dominicans.
Mm-hmm.
So now when I speak Spanish, somebody always goes, "Why do you sound like a Dominican?" Were you fluent in Spanish growing up early on, right up the gate? Was that the first language?
Yeah, Spanish was the first language. I learned it at home. Like you said,
Mm-hmm.
mom and dad only spoke Spanish at home. And they expected my brother and I to answer them in Spanish at all times.
Did since you learned Spanish, did you come in as an ESL kid into school like that? Or?
I had already learned English at home a little bit through my brother since we have a bit of an age gap and TV,
Right.
watching Sesame Street and whatnot.
Right.
Like, so I already spoke English, but it was not. I don't think it was 100% fluent.
Right.
So I vaguely remember they switched me to a different kindergarten class where the majority of the kids in there were Hispanic. And I had to get a little bit of side tutoring to pronounce certain things correctly because I was pronouncing with a Spanish accent. Like instead of saying yellow, I would say jello.
Yes.
John instead of yawn because I couldn't say the Y.
Right.
And then like until I was in third grade, that's when I was finally able to grasp the concept of a yit and not a jit.
It's funny because I hear you, and it's like as though like if it's like you don't even speak Spanish, and it always catches people off guard as well. Do you get that as well? Like for me, people see me, they always think that I'm either like mulatto, I'm like some other
Like
mixed race or something.
I mean,
and
you are technically mixed race.
yeah, but they think that I'm something else, and they're like,
right.
Julio está ahí parando ahí, and I go, who are you talking to? And they're like, oh, perdón, yo no sabía que tú.
And they think I'm like Greek, they think I'm Italian or some other European, and I'm like, so yeah, I hear them talking shit about me in Spanish on the side, and I'm like, con permiso, ¿qué tú dijiste? Or they'll come up to me like, you speak Spanish?
Like, you speak it in Spanish, huh? You speak it? Yeah, so and the reason why I go down with that as well is because since I only understood Spanish through my grandparents, I was always able to watch or read. It's funny because I read in Spanish. I don't know how I did it, but I used to read in Spanish. I used to pick up El Diario and stuff. And when I was able to grab, Spanish in wrestling, when we were able to get to see Puerto Rican wrestling, we would only get it in Spanish. And I was able to understand what was going on.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell my grandparents like that. How to replay it back. I was, I was still a kid. I know that it was usually like AAA and maybe CMLL that we used to pick up, but we used to also get, if you got the chance, we used to pick up the Puerto Rican wrestling as well. Did you ever see it?
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot what channel it would air.
I think it was if it wasn't 41, it would have to be either 41 or 47.
47, one or the other. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember we'd watch it and be violent as hell.
Yes.
Seeing Abdullah the Butcher just annihilating Carlos Colon or somebody all the time. Like, damn, man, these guys.
So my uncle, I mentioned before in previous episodes, but my uncle used to be an independent wrestler. And yeah, he did it for a couple of years. His name was the Return of the King Cobra. He wrestled under a mask. He was a luchador. And it was like a neighborhood thing. And he was so excited to put me on to become a wrestling fan because, I was his favorite nephew and such. So, and I had to enjoy what he liked. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that I would get into was the WWC, and this is what we will see. The Carlos Colons, the Jose Miguel's and stuff like that. And it was something of a spectacle because, like you mentioned, this was something of like we didn't see on regular TV. WWE or WWF at the time wasn't doing what they did.
Not at all. Not even close.
Like
It was like definitely a culture shock.
barbed wire matches.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't seeing that.
Not at all. The weapons they used.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the fan base was like freaking feral.
and, and I was going to lead it to that, but I'm glad that you did say that. So apparently, the fan base was basically the love-hate relationship in which professional wrestlers had with Puerto Rico because of how passionate, because we have to say it that way, how passionate the wrestling fans in Puerto Rico were.
Yeah.
And they still are. We saw it recently when they were at Backlash and how into it they were with wrestling with WWE and such. Certain things that I did not know until I was doing my research some time back, that Puerto Rican wrestling really helped to transition and influence other areas of wrestling. I didn't understand. So, for instance, everybody now is associating Japanese wrestling and with death match when we see like DDT and stuff like that.
Right.
Were you aware that Puerto Rico was actually the first stomping ground for death match wrestling?
I didn't know that, but it's not a surprise, considering what the footage we see of it has always been very gory, bloody, like almost free for all matches that they'd have. Like they'd be all over the arena, just destroying each other. So yeah, I could see that being the case.
Yeah, I was shocked to know that yeah, we could be a bit terrifying when it comes to the ring, but to see that actually resonated into other territories as far as Japan, Canada, that took that course of type of violence and actually used it as a form of their wrestling as well. We talked about the fans. What have you heard, like the horror, like not horror stories from, basically horror stories from other wrestlers that occur about how fans are so engaged with wrestling out there?
I think in the, was it Bruiser Brody's Dark Side of the Ring episode, where they were talking about how like some of the fans would show up with knives and batteries and throw the batteries at the wrestlers' heads and stuff and try to stab them up while they were coming out. and they would just get so upset because they're like, hey, we don't get paid enough for this. We're not trying to get killed or maimed.
But apparently there was a thing to where that was really what the gringos, the outside wrestlers, that's what their draw was to go to Puerto Rico, because they could be a payday. So while doing the research, I found that the early days of Puerto Rican wrestling, it first started off, everybody remembers what WWC, because they remember, of course, of the legend and Hall of Famer Carlos Colon.
Right.
But there was one that preempted that beforehand. It was the IWA, and with the IWA, it became an instant success, and this is what led to what Capital Sports Promotions began with Carlos Colon, and they had a secret money man behind their industry, their machine.
Okay.
I'll give you, I don't know if you do know who it is, but I'll give you some hints and you find out who the secret money man is. I'll give you a couple. He was associated with Titan Sports for many, many years, connected with Vince McMahon Sr.
Okay.
Legendary for famous celebrity matches and his size and draw. Very well respected and honored for his commentary. And lastly, his name could be Simeon.
Gorilla Monsoon?
Ding, 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 ding,
wow.
ding.
I didn't know that. All right, Gorilla.
Gorilla was the first investor in Puerto Rican wrestling.
Wow.
In the States. It wasn't until he realized that the market for Puerto Rican wrestling was always it was always an afflux. It'll be great in one moment, and then it will be such a downslope afterwards.
Okay.
But the reason why that they would always get such a great push was because you got wrestlers like Ric Flair or a Dutch Mantel. Those guys will go down there and they'll ramp it up.
Hmm.
When you hear the stories of like when you seeing like those big draws of death matches, like Abdullah the Butcher and stuff, can you see like that? Yeah, the fans will come out for this. They know that this is going to be something
Oh,
huge.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say they were bloodthirsty, but they were
I,
bloodthirsty.
I saw what you did there. I saw what you did there.
They were. I mean, they, like those big names come out. Who wouldn't want to go watch them live and see them like obliterate their opponents?
No, I mean, and especially to know that the hometown individual was, possibly, going to be the one that saves the day. When you get a Bruiser Brody who was going down there and like kicking ass and taking names, this is when you know that hey, we need um, the island guy, the big name to sit there and represent for us.
Yeah.
Uh, we also get the like the like the structure of Puerto Rican wrestling. It like I mentioned, is always the foreign heel, always that Abby, Brody, Flair. A lot of these guys would go and Dutch. If you would listen to this podcast, he has so many stories about the I mean, beloved and hated at the same time.
Right.
So much so, I believe that there was an instance that he did get stabbed.
Oh my
Now because he
gosh.
survived, but he did get stabbed.
And then like his gimmick is even more so because he was this like southern cowboy, gives you the illusion that he doesn't like people of color.
Right,
He's probably like the nicest guy in the world.
right. And he would, and I mean, guys like you had like Kurt Hennig would go down there. His father early on, Larry would go down there, and these guys would, they could make good money. And hell, it was easier for them to go to Puerto Rico and make this money as opposed to going to Hawaii, or to Japan where they had to go hours and hours away for a gig. Where and at least here in the States, you didn't have to have if a guy had visas issues. Hey, I can make money in Puerto Rico.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Jump on a flight and you're good.
There was always this thing. So in your household, you always said that there were, you guys were a big wrestling household. Were you guys big into boxing as well?
No.
No?
No, boxing really wasn't a thing in the house.
Yeah, there was always in Puerto Rico. There was always those are the two biggest draws besides like baseball. It was wrestling and boxing,
Right.
and it wasn't until the mid '70s in which wrestling became like this dominant thing. It wasn't until back later on and during the years until we started seeing more Puerto Ricans represented in boxing that it became the A-Flux. So Carlos Colon and WWC started taking more advantage of trying to get that feel of not only hardcore wrestling but pride wrestling, getting more of that love of island and country. It saw a low during the early '80s. The draw wasn't happening there as much as it used to, but there were certain companies later on around like in 1987 in which they started making deals with them. NWA, those guys started coming in and started helping out the territory and such. You didn't realize that, Puerto Ricans have a big influence in wrestling. We didn't realize, you don't even notice that. And believe me, we're the first ones to always tell people who's Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans love to shout out other people. They're
Right.
Puerto Rican.
Exactly.
All the time.
Pride. You have to.
For instance, I'll play a game with you right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a name, and I want you to give me their gimmick name. If you need a hint, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
For instance, Puerto Rican wrestler Jonathan Figueroa.
Amazing Red.
Ding, 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 ding. Very good. There you go. Kicking it off right. Kicking it off right. Here we go. Oh, we're getting a little tougher here.
All right.
Gilbert Cosme Ramirez.
Why does that sound so familiar to me?
Okay, I'll give you a hint and gimmicks that companies that he's worked for. He works for TNA, worked with Lucha Underground, and has worked with AAA as well.
So he's in TNA now?
No, he did at what? His most recent that you would remember him in is in Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground. Oh gosh, trying to think. I don't know.
Mil Muertes.
Okay.
Big man, big dude. Also known as Judas Macias.
Okay.
Next one. Carlos Edwin Cortes.
Carlos Edwin Cortes? Wow,
Yeah.
what a last name. Cortes or
Cortes.
Okay, because I was like the other word or something.
Some may say Coates.
Yeah, I'll need a hint on that one too.
We recently saw him.
We recently saw him?
Yes, he's been on TV recently. The name.
Which promotion?
WWE.
WWE.
Listen to the name. Carlos Edwin Cortes.
Carlos Colon? Carlito?
Carlito. Ding, 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 ding. I took Cologne out because it would have been too easy for you to pick up.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah.
All right. This is actually pretty fun. Hold on. Wait. Edwin Moore.
Oh, Eddie Kingston.
Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Very good. Yes. Oh, okay. Brandon Silvestri.
Oh, Mr. Loki.
Ding, 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 ding. I'm trying to throw you some people out there. Okay. This should be a layup. Luis Martinez.
Oh, my husband. Damian Priest, baby.
Ding, 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 ding. As she says that I know she's with a smile on her face. Funny. I did not think this person was Puerto Rican.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. Jonathan Cruz Rivera. Was recently on AEW. He actually was there probably from the beginning and was recently let go.
Recently let go?
Yeah.
From the beginning, recently let go.
Pretty much by the beginning, yeah.
Oh, trying to think of who's been let go recently by them.
He wore a hood. He wore a mask.
Fuego?
No. Is it? Well, Fuego was let go, right?
Yeah, he was let go. But
oh, my fault.
That's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay, no. My fault. Then he's still on. He works on the hood, but he's still with the company.
He's still there.
He's still there, yeah.
Shoot. Let's see. There's so many freaking.
He's in a tag team, which was controversial with another tag team.
Oh, you mean what's his what's his name? Yeah, the SAP.
Yes.
Oh, what drama that caused. Jesus Christ. What's his name? Serpentico. Yeah, he also wrestles with another name too. Bendejo.
Is it?
That's the thing.
Oh, as a matter of fact, it is. Oh,
Bendejo. I was like, wow.
That's actually pretty good, though. And lastly, Kevin Robert Kaiser.
Kevin Robert Kaiser. Is that Carrion?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Carrion Cross.
Yeah.
It was funny because I approached him one time and I knew that he was Puerto Rican and I go to him and I'm like, oye, mi gente, ¿cómo está? Oye, boricua. He's like, I'm sorry, bro. I have no idea what the hell you just said.
I was like, well, see, he just in an interview talking about how people never know he's Puerto Rican, but he is, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, well, that was an interview he did like last year. But yeah it was like, oh, I know. You know, it would have been a gimme if I would have said D Enzo. Who's that?
Wait, who? Enzo?
Yeah,
Oh,
Well, if I
D.
would have said Nelson Enzo, would
Yeah,
you have known that?
Nelson and Homicide. Our boy D.
It's funny. I go to I had gone to, matter of fact, it was a show that we went to in Brooklyn, the at the bar,
Yeah.
and that's when my boy pulled up, and D comes out. He's walking through to the ramp, and he goes, "That's Nelson," and I'm like, "Huh?" He goes, "Boy, I went to school with him." I was like, "Oh, shit, you did? I forgot. Yeah, you did." You did. So, and it goes to show you that there's been a lot of Puerto Ricans that are known and unknown in wrestling in the past years. Of course, we mentioned SATs who have been uh, recognized early in the early years of New York City for their tag team style, big the trio, as well as Amazing Red, Low Key, Homicide, Brian XL, and such, who were there at the early gates of Ring of Honor.
Right.
Was it New York that really had the finger on the pulse of the Puerto Rican wrestler, the boom of that?
Yeah, I would say so. Because, obviously New York is where you're going to find the majority of Puerto Ricans living. So it's going to be a given with that. And Florida, yes.
Florida.
But, I mean, I wasn't too familiar with the Florida indie scene, but I mean, whenever you would go to an indie show, especially like you said, 20 some odd years ago in the early 2000s, every other wrestler was a young Puerto Rican kid trying to break into the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they all knew each other, they all grew up together, right? And it's like it was a big boom.
They all were, first bouncing on mattresses in people's yards, dirty, pissy mattresses, cutting their teeth there, getting their craft.
Exactly.
I remember having a conversation with Red on my first episodes of Turnbuckle Tabloid, and he discussed how he cut his teeth in Bushwick doing that, and he finally found a wrestling school, quote unquote, in Williamsburg, Bushwick area, and it was run by my boy's family, Pedro, who had the Puerto Rican Wrestling Alliance, PRWA. It was funny because we would walk into their apartment, and it would be a big fucking poster of his dad with like a championship belt. It looked like it was like in the early 80s, late 70s.
Yeah.
And if you would have seen the father looked like one of the characters of the Grim, what's the from the Flintstones. He was like 5'1", and I'm like, where the hell is he a champion?
Barney.
Yeah.
Barney Rubble.
But it was like he was, he opened that door for a lot of Boricuas as well to get into the business. And you hear like from New York, like guys like Danny Limelight who are in the biz, Santana Ortiz, those guys in the biz. You knew Santana Ortiz early on, right?
I remember them first seeing them in I think TNA when they were teaming with like D and Hernandez, and eventually they kind of like split apart and started feuding. So that's really where I remember them. Yeah,
then we get the early influences of Puerto Rican wrestlers. Like we mentioned Carlos Colon, and not many people realize that Carlos Colon was as big as Hogan in Puerto Rico. Huge, right?
Yeah, he was their hero.
But when he came to the States early on in the early 70s, he was a job guy. He was a worker. They always had this friendly rivalry competition. It was between him and Pedro Morales, of course.
Right, correct.
And I would have expected that Pedro Morales would have been like a picture next to Jesus in every Puerto Rican household.
Yeah, because he was really the first mainstream Puerto Rican wrestler, no?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't think of anybody else before him, or even at all during that time.
Yeah, I couldn't even watch wrestling without my grandfather or my grandmother and going, "Ahí está Pedro está ahí." No, they're not here. No, he's not there.
I know.
And he sometimes he would pop up in WWF and do like a little spot thing here and there, but he had that big run in the 70s holding the belt for, I believe it was 2.5 years and such.
Correct.
They were in that transition phase. They Bruno was already out the door, and they needed that minority New York Northeast
Yes.
representative, because
Right.
San Martino and some Puerto Rican households
Yep.
embrace San Martino as well, because they're like, oh yeah, mira el nombre, San Martino. That's
Yeah. I
Boricua.
remember, my mom and dad loved Bruno.
Yeah.
Because like he was like you said, he was like that. He may not have been Hispanic, but he was close enough.
Regardless of what Italians believe or whatever. I'm sorry, Italian people. In some way, you're Latin.
You're Latin. You
Yeah,
speak in Latin language. Come on, guys.
yeah, come on.
You're Latin.
Yeah. They
Romantic.
had he was the first WWF Triple Crown champion.
Mm-hmm.
And he held the WWF United States Heavyweight Championship. Who even knew that they had that shit?
Right.
Had the early days of the WWF Intercontinental Championship. I believe he was the one that took it from Patterson. I think it was the one that, because Patterson was the inaugural one.
Right. I think he did.
And of course, held the tag team championship with Bob Backlund.
Mm-hmm.
So Pedro had some reps out there, man. People recognized his gangster.
Yeah, well, he did. He had a great career. Real lucrative. I mean, to this day, people will still bring him up.
Yeah, he's got to be like on the Mount Rushmore of Latinos in wrestling.
Oh, absolutely, he has to be like the first one. Boom, Pedro.
I remember I watched him later on, because he didn't become like a job guy, but he just became like a worker guy. Like, he was older in age. It was like in the mid 80s. He was just, floating around here and there at WWF.
Like putting people over.
Yeah. Doing the work. And then he just disappeared. He just went away. And then you found out later on he retired.
All right.
Yeah.
He passed away.
He did. He passed away. It was recently too. It was in 2019. Yeah.
Oh wow! How did I miss that?
Yeah. He like I said, he had a very illustrious career everywhere he went outside of WWF as well. He was well recognized as such. So shout out to the God. Shout out to the guy. So when we're looking at the like we said, the influences, we hear about the guy, the workers that went out there. They were able to make the money. They had their time of dealing with the fan bases and such. And sometimes it was bad booking, poor choice of venues that they would have. Because Puerto Rico is one thing, beautiful island, but early on, some of them venues, woof. Woof. From stories I heard, people wouldn't even want to sit on chairs because they or in the stands because they were afraid it was going to collapse.
Oh, that's scary.
But then we hear about the horrific story that occurred with Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Dark Side of the Ring. Did you get to see the full episode of him?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. What was your thoughts?
Oh God, just heart-wrenching, and just overall fucked up.
Yeah.
Just the whole story of how he would go down there and put the work in, but there was just this one person there that just could not stand him. I guess he felt like he was taking the thunder away from him, right? And to the point where he felt he had to murder him in backstage, like. It just blew my mind away. And then the fact that so many people stayed quiet about it, like nobody wanted to be like involved, nobody wanted to speak up on it, nobody wanted to call him out. And this poor man was left to die. It's tragic.
Yeah, it's heart-wrenching to know that this occurred because not only was he huge in the business, big family man as well.
Yeah.
But it also was probably and most likely be the shadow that never really got away from the Puerto Rican wrestling scene. It always that dark cloud always seemed to hang over there. People
Correct.
really didn't want to go back and do business there anymore.
Right.
They stayed clear of it for many, many years. It took a long time for promotions to even or wrestlers alike to even want to go back that way. And I also felt that, although there was like this big cover up, I would always felt like, other people were involved. We could always go down the rabbit hole of conspiracy, but
Mm-hmm.
it's bad for business. And this didn't help anyone. It didn't shine well on anybody.
Not at all.
Yeah, it's
No.
an unfortunate action that occurred, and like I said, it didn't rebound back. So
No.
recently, we just saw Carlito, who was basically told that he's going to be let go.
Mm-hmm.
His contract won't be renewed, but he just won their Puerto Rican World Heavyweight title.
Right.
And now with social media and such, and now with this partnerships that are occurring,
Mm-hmm.
does this open up the door again for Puerto Rican wrestling as a whole, that people could start maybe putting eyes on promotions out there again?
Yeah, I think so. When I saw that he had won the belt, I mean, he won it before they announced his departure.
Right.
So at first I was like, oh, here we go. WWE is going to get their meddling hands on WWC. Like, this is the rumor about them wanting to acquire it. Like, here it is. This is it. This is how they're going to do it. But then seeing him get let go, which is still kind of mind-blowing for me today. I'm still not over that.
Right.
But since so many people love the guy, and we're also just as shocked that he was let go, I could see them saying, "Oh, wait, he's a champion now. Like, let's check it out. Let's see what it's all about down there, and try to get their hands on some kind of footage." I don't know if they stream it anywhere, but it's gonna draw attention having him kind of leading the way down there. Just fresh out of WWE, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't see why not.
I'm one of those that I have this belief that things are done for a certain reason, and this kind of smelt a little bit of that. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
they're letting him go, but yet he's ready to go down there to do that. And then now Savio is being brought in to produce Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
Savio Vega, another wrestler we have not spoken about, Puerto Rican, that
Mm-hmm.
has been everywhere.
Savio.
Everywhere. If you want to have a party and you need someone to be the uncle, Savio will be there.
Yeah, he'll show up.
Savio will be there. Savio will play your uncle if you need him to.
Exactly.
Real name Juan Rivera from Vega Alta, Puerto Rico. When was the first time you got you was put on the radar of Savio Vega?
When he was in WWF, when he came in, and I was like, oh shit, cool. Because I'm trying to remember if at that time, I think there was a lack of Latin wrestlers in WWF at the time.
Right.
I'm trying to think back how many real. I mean, we have Razor Ramon, but that doesn't count, right? So seeing Savio come in like a real Latino, it felt good to see that. Like, all right, we got somebody here representing us. That's actually us.
He didn't come in as a Boricua at first.
Right. He came in as Quang?
Quang.
Martial artist with the mask on.
Right. And it's like, what? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever gets you through the door, Papa.
Hey, listen, gotta do what you gotta do. But then they unmasked him, right? And just let him be him.
And when he said he brought in, once Savio Vega happened, I remember I believe he was involved with the match with Stone Cold Steve Austin during that pay-per-view. I think it was in your house where it all went black.
Oh yes, I remember that.
They had the power outage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was involved in that as well. But like it's very, very much influential in the wrestling scene, especially with Puerto Ricans and the like. Another one that, if I'm not mistaken, that has given so much to wrestling was, and I believe wow, he's still alive. Wow, shit, God bless him.
Oh,
Who's Puerto Rican? Johnny Rods.
oh yeah, doesn't he still have the school in
Yes.
Brooklyn?
Yes, he does.
Yes, he
Very,
does.
very much a key influence in not only in Spanish, Latino, Puerto Rican wrestling, but in all wrestling alike. I mean, I could give you a rundown of all the people that went down to his school. You had, of course, Tommy Dreamer, the Dudleys, Bill DeMott, Matt Stryker definitely went through the school. Taz, SD Jones, Marty Bell, and even Masha went through there. Those are really big names in the business, man. It's crazy how Johnny Rods helped that, and it's still out of Gleason's gym.
Right. Yeah.
I heard that 87 years old. God bless him.
Is he really? Wow. God, man, it's kicking.
It's funny. I remember Johnny Rods when he anytime I knew there was going to be a jobber match, and he was there, I was like, oh, Boricua's losing.
He served his purpose, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you, Johnny. And there was one more Boricua in the business that I did not learn about until I this was before the Dark Side of the Ring. But there was one Boricua in particular who had been, around for many, many years. And it was until I started deep diving into the old tapes of people who were influential or part of the gig. But his was more controversial than anything because of the wrestler he was affiliated with and what occurred. And that was Gypsy Joe. You ever heard the story of Gypsy Joe?
Not at all.
So Gypsy Joe is a Puerto Rican wrestler out of Villalba, Puerto Rico, right?
Okay.
So Gypsy Joe's he went through the whole run in, he was in IWA, WWC. And when you look at him, he was a fairly slight man, but the guy loved to work that hardcore edge, always. He worked with Nick Goulas and Jerry Jarrett, that whole spiel. He was out there, and he was never like a big guy, but he was considered a great worker. Yeah. It wasn't until he ran into a man we know as New Jack. So New Jack and Gypsy Joe had a match. Gypsy Joe was 69 years old in 2003 and wanted to have a match with New Jack because he figured he was still hardcore. And of course, the New Jack we knew really took it to him, legitimately, straight shoot. He said, oh, this old man thinks that he can hang with me. I'm going to show him. And you can still find the videos on YouTube if you guys want to look it up and such. He attacked him with a chain, other weapons. He had a barbed wire bat with, it was ridiculous. And he was, just malicious and almost damn near assaulting this 69 years old.
Elder abuse. Dude, come on. Yo, New Jack doesn't get no shits. He did it to a teenager and an elderly man. Jesus.
But you know what's the crazy thing about it, though? The old man never gave up.
Good.
And the reason why, New Jack claimed that the reason why he did this was because the old bastard never wanted to sell for me. So I said, well, he's going to sell now.
Wow.
Eddie. Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. He gave him the business. But as we would say, the viejo never went down. Never went down. Oh, man. But yeah, I felt that since this is our time of year for us Boricuas, we're gonna fill up New York City.
all weekends.
Everybody,
I'm surprised I haven't seen more cars with the flags on it.
it's coming. It's coming.
Usually there's a build up. Once June 1st hits,
Yeah,
that's when you start seeing the flags on the hoods, and
yeah.
and I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I don't live in Astoria, but there's a lot of Latinos out here too.
Yeah, I was about to say it's probably the area because, like, for me, they're around. It becomes the real buffoonery that comes afterwards.
Oh Lord.
Because the neighborhood I'm in, we have down the way is Knickerbocker Ave. They get lit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Saturday is 116th. They go crazy up in Harlem. Fast Harlem, they go lit. And I wanted to go.
You can't get on the 6 train at all during the weekend. When I used to live up that way, I used to be like, "What? Why are these trains so packed?" And then I'm like, "Oh, I forgot." Mad bonita flags all over the place. Like, oh crap, man! I picked the wrong weekend to go out.
Yeah. Remember, there's a controversial Seinfeld episode about that has never been shown again about that.
Oh yeah, man.
Not for nothing. I kind of co-signed on it though, but I was like, I'll be pissed off too, bro. Like, but yeah. So I figured as though we do a small walkthrough to just to show some love to our Boricuas in the business and who on the company. Do you think that I mean, with the possibility like we talked about with Carlito and what's happening now with AAA and such, and I know AEW has also been doing their best to see if they could put more Latinos and stuff in there. Yes. Do you think that not only for Boricuas but also for Latinos that we're going to see more of a push happening that way?
I think so. I mean, we see more and more Latinos from not just Mexican or Puerto Rican wrestlers, but we're seeing little by little more like Dominican wrestlers, South American wrestlers. Like we see like Stephanie Vaquer, who's Chilena, right, popping up, and I think that it's becoming more like the doors opening for them because they see how successful wrestlers from Mexico or Puerto Rico have been, that it's giving other Latinos that the motivation to say, hey, I could do this too. Let me break out into the business also and try to make a name for myself. So I think we're going to see a big boom of whether they're coming from those countries or they're, American Latinos that are, getting their feet wet trying to train. I mean, we do see a lot of little Dominicans popping up here and there now. Yeah. Like you said, Marty Bell. Yeah. Layla Gray in AEW. Mm-hmm. And some of the kids in the indie scene right now. So
the majority of them are coming out of this shit like that. Some. Oh, God damn. Shout out to my man Corey Mack and man. There was one kid I forgot. That's a kid that that's about to wrestle Red on this upcoming show. I'm like, I didn't even know he was Dominican.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to see it. Yeah. My brother just sent me a link to this women's wrestler. I forgot her name. I'll send it to you. You'll be like, you'll be drooling for her because she's absolutely gorgeous. And I was like, why is he sending me this? Like, and then I went to her. I mean, she's gorgeous. I'm like, that's a body goal right there, man. And then I clicked on the link and I'm like, oh, she's Dominican. All right, cool.
Oh, you thought she was an IG model?
No, I mean, I saw she had the gear on. She was in the ring, and I'm like, who is she?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. So especially with the women's side, like you said, it seems as though that the Latinas are going to be seeming to be getting a lot of looks because it's going to be an interesting next couple of years to see if they're really going to really tap into more of the Latin American scene and such. And I'm hopefully that they open up that door again with Puerto Rico. It'll be great to see that.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that WWE can do another PLE out there because that was probably one of their best PLEs in the last decade.
I told people whenever they talk about wrestling and such, I said, if you ever want to go back into wrestling, not just to watch wrestling in a whole, just to get the feel of wrestling and the vibe of the crowd being a part of it, I said, go to Backlash, Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny. Yep. Easily hair stand right out the gate. And the first thing they say is, really? Bad Bunny? And I was like, yes. You'll be surprised.
Yeah,
Yes, really Bad Bunny. Yes.
it can
Yes.
actually work.
Benito actually did something. He actually put it together.
Exactly.
But
Impressive.
we're gonna transition over here. But I wish I could have played music because I was like,
Yeah, why didn't you bust out the Hector Lavoe, man?
I'd have played something.
You should
But,
have. You should
but
have
we
done
can't.
that.
We don't got hit, of course, by
Yeah,
YouTube.
no, yeah.
But
Yeah,
I'm gonna transition over. So there was something that I sent you guys in a group chat, and it was an interesting take. I gotta I want to make sure I get his name. It was a commentary about if every Starcade, which is at that time it was WCW's WrestleMania,
right.
if every Starcade um, had the Royal Rumble winner associate to that. His name is uh, a prawn bump, APR. Oh, sorry, a prawn bump, apron bump. Damn it, Jay!
Really good. A prom.
Apron bump. Sorry, apron bump.
That's all right. You had a brain fart there for a minute.
Hey, blame this. I had some of this. Blame
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was good.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so
We've all done that. Don't worry.
so shout out to Apron Bump. He had an interesting take of what would occur if every Starcade main event associated with the Royal Rumble winner of that year. So I want to ask you your thoughts on who you think would have been the winner of said event. So
right.
Let's check this out. Just let me know if you hear it.
Mm-hmm.
UCW Starcade. If the main event was the WCW champion.
Can you hear it?
I can hear like an echo on it.
I don't know why they're doing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I hear it clearly here. Okay.
Yeah, I heard like
maybe
like two of them were talking at the same time.
Yeah, let me see something. Hold on. Let me see if I change it over here. Aguanile. Maybe. Let me see here. Let me see if we try it again.
Champion versus the winner of that year's Royal Rumble.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's not bothersome. I can understand them.
Is he echoey still?
Yeah, but I can understand them play. You know.
Yeah, because the problem is my whole thing would be that it becomes echoey to the listener as well. That's not what I want.
I hear you.
That's not what I want. Let me try it one more time. Let me try it over here. We'll get it, people. We'll get it.
1988. Ric Flair versus Jim Duggan.
Still?
Yeah, still echoey.
Still an echo?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Now I just messed it up over here. Hello? There we go. It's all right. We'll deal with it.
Yeah, I mean maybe it won't sound like that on video. Hopefully.
So, we get let's start it from
every WCW Starcade. If the main event was the WCW champion versus the winner of that year's Royal Rumble. 1988. Ric Flair versus Jim Duggan.
Who you got?
Oh, Ric Flair. Sorry, Jim. I love you, Jim, but I don't think you win in that one.
Yeah, that's a layup there. Okay.
1989. Ric Flair versus Big John Studd.
See, that'll be a tough one for Rick, but I think he'll still pull out the win.
Rick is not going to lose to Big John Studd. We're not.
No.
He will quit before that happens.
Exactly. I mean, he'll get his ass beat.
Yeah, he's gonna go to work, but
yeah.
1990. Sting versus Hulk Hogan.
Ooh,
that's a good one.
Ooh, finally,
that's a good one. I hate to say it, I think Sting's losing this one.
Yeah, we got to look at the peak. 1990, Hogan was losing to Warrior.
Warrior, yeah.
Right, but which is interesting because Warrior was Sting's tag team partner.
Yeah, back in the day.
Wow.
Right.
So let's think. Peak Warrior. I mean, peak Sting to hot. Oh well, maybe declining Warrior.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I could see Hogan getting the win on this one. Like, how long was Sting champion at this point?
I'm not sure.
I can't remember. I remember him being champion. I just can't remember how long. Considering the Rumble's in January. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Hogan would be the one to go over in this one.
Okay, Hogan. I'm probably gonna say, wow. Knowing Hogan, maybe he would have he didn't want to do the job to Warrior. So what makes you think he'd probably want to do the job to Sting?
Right.
All right. Okay, next up. La la la.
Would have been a hell of a lot better than their 1997 match. Hopefully Sting comes in here with 10. 1991, Ric Flair versus Hulk Hogan.
That's the tough one right there.
See early on. Ric Flair versus Hogan in 91.
Those two at that time, oh man.
Wasn't that supposed to be the match? I think, was it in 90, was it? No, not 90. 92, maybe? Yeah. It's 92 that was supposed to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough one. Both these two bumping heads about who's going to go over in this match.
So I'm going to say Hogan was on such a, in my opinion, was on such a downward slope at this time.
Mm-hmm.
And Flair was back on the rise. I would say Flair because he won the Rumble that year.
Right.
So I definitely would say Flair gets the win here. Let's see.
I think so too.
1892, Ron Simmons versus Ric Flair. I mean, gee.
Oh my God. We got to put over the black guy.
God. Yeah, I think Flair's winning this one. Sorry, Ron. We love you, bro, but
really?
Yeah.
Next up.
We can't keep Ric Flair out of this main event, no matter what company he's in. 1993, Vader versus Yokozuna.
The match that
match.
Did they ever have a match before? I don't know.
They did.
They did, right? Yeah, they did.
Remember he mentions it?
Yeah.
That's a meat match. Shit, man.
Gotta go Yoko here because Vader was so in and out of companies that he'd have easily went to Japan.
No, you're right.
Yeah, so I gotta go Yoko here.
You're right. That's a good call. Yeah. Yoko.
One second. They did do this match a few years later, but man, this would have been prime time to do it. 1994, Hulk Hogan versus Lex Luger and Bret Hart. Let's make it a Bret, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. This was that infamous Royal Rumble.
Right.
Hogan takes them both.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, he's gonna be the one to win this one because I can't see them trying to decide if someone's gonna defeat him. Is it gonna be Lex or is it gonna be Bret when they're trying to push Lex and push Bret at the same time? And the safe play, the safe play is to let Hogan win and keep the belt.
I honestly though. Depending on what the circumstance would have been, I think both companies would have really, really embraced Bret as champ.
Oh, yeah.
So, although politics would say Hogan would have done it, I honestly believe that the fans would have taken Bret over on this one.
Ideally, Bret.
Yeah.
Me, you know me. That's my
yeah.
So Bret will always be the winner in my heart.
All right, so what you did there. Next up.
Don't like this. This doesn't taste good when I put it in my mouth. 1995, Macho Man versus Shawn Michaels.
Oh, what a match. And we never got to see this match at all, did we?
I don't think so. I don't think we ever. I have to say, aging Macho, I would have to say Shawn gets the win here.
Yeah, because Shawn was still like really peaked at this point.
It's a hell of a match, though. That is definitely a hell of a match.
Oh my God! Can you imagine the freaking elbow drops from the top rope between the two of them?
Both, right? Now you're gonna make me want to do this match on 2K. Like I gotta see
rematch.
Right? Next up,
Yeah.
This tastes delicious when I put it in my mouth. 1996, Hulk Hogan versus Shawn Michaels. I'm wondering if this would be better or worse than their match they had 10 years after this.
it would still be shit. It would still be shit.
It just can't. These two just do not mesh well.
No, at all.
Between them, not just how they work, but their egos.
Yeah, at all. That's not gonna work for me, brother. No, I don't.
Shawn was so petty.
Let's be honest. 1997, Hulk Hogan versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hell no. Hogan does not win this.
No way.
Hell
in 1997, absolutely not.
No.
Nobody had anything on Austin in 1997.
No way we're seeing this happen.
No.
Ridiculous. No, not gonna happen.
I'm seeing old man Hogan feed him. No.
Imagine this in 1997, man. I don't know if you can get bigger than this, to be honest. Well, I say that, but 1998, Goldberg versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, listen. You know who I'm going to pick on this one immediately. You know damn well. Stone Cold's going over on Goldberg.
I would be afraid because
Goldberg.
First of all, Goldberg is not going to do 15, 20 minutes. This is not going to happen. No, not going to happen. And God, if he hurt Brett, can you imagine?
Yeah, exactly.
No.
Was this pre or post neck break?
This was what they said is 97?
98?
This is 98?
98.
I think this is around the same time, actually, when Brett gets hurt.
Yeah.
He was before?
No. Yeah, this was before. I think Brett got hurt in 2000. 99, 2000?
No. Now I got to do.
No, wait, hold on.
AJ's going to do our research.
Yeah, I met Brett either in 2000 or 2001, and I think this was after the concussions.
99, yeah, it was 99.
99, okay, yeah. 99, yeah. And this was what, 98?
98.
So when did Austin break his neck?
Well, you're talking about when Austin broke.
Remember when Owen did the pile driver and broke his neck? Oh, year was that 98?
That was 97. Owen broke his neck.
So this would be after the neck.
Right, right.
Yeah, I'd be scared. I'd be scared of him doing something to this poor man.
Yeah.
Pants. Getting a little tighter. 1999, Bret Hart versus Vince McMahon.
This is peak ridiculousness that would be gold.
God, Bret would just
Bret is out of WWF at the time. Controversially, already the Montreal screw job has happened.
Right, his brother's dead.
His brother's dead, and he's going up against Vince McMahon.
He would eat him alive.
Of course, but
and I don't blame him.
But of course, it would be shenanigans that would occur, and Vince would end up winning.
Yeah,
gotta be.
Which would just have me throwing things at the TV.
And that would be marquee money. That's what was the money there. That would have been insane. Next up.
Create your own jokes here. Like, geez. Imagine in 1999, just 2 years after that old thing in Montreal.
Yep.
Spicy. In 2000, Scott Steiner versus The Rock.
Oof.
Yeah. I mean, it would be entertaining as hell, I think.
Yeah.
Their promos.
Crazy. Yeah. The promos would be insane.
Yeah. But even the match would be entertaining because The Rock, no matter what, he'd always puts on a good, solid match.
Right.
Like sometimes people forget that he could actually move pretty. Well, at the time he could move pretty well in the ring just because he was a big dude,
right.
you know. And Steiner, I mean, at this point he was so damn big he could barely move.
But can you imagine both, like, just the taunting and
Oh my
the showboating through this whole match?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Rocky would definitely have to take it here. But man, that would be one of the fucking. They wouldn't even have to main event.
No. It'll be like when he wrestled Hogan at WrestleMania. It wouldn't have to be the main event. It should have been, but it didn't have to be.
Exactly.
We're going by who actually won the Royal Rumble. Scott Steiner versus the Big Show.
That's funny. Yeah, that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. That's cool. We should try that with like Money in the Bank and AW champions or something.
Yeah, that actually be really good. We gotta look that up. We'll figure it out. I'll see if I can put that together.
That'd be kind of fun.
Right. So it's gonna lead us to everyone's favorite part of the show, yours and mine. Of course, that will be me taking a minute to find the intro. As always. Takes me a sec. But here it goes. We have our intro to here we go. The build-up is great.
History and Headlocks presents This Week in Wrestling History.
You can start it because I'm still trying to pull it up.
Nailed it. Okay. All right. So, okay, I got you.
Yeah, go for it. I'm here, like, I'm on the web.
All right. So, opening up this week in wrestling history, we start off with 1 second. I'm doing the same thing. I'm multitasking, people. June 3rd, 2002, on WWE from Dallas, Texas, Bradshaw defeated Stevie Richards to win the WWE Hardcore Championship. On the same show, Shawn Michaels made his return to WWE television as a member of the New World Order, and Stone Cold Steve Austin battled Ric Flair in the main event. Mm-hmm. I remember the fact that when I saw Shawn come out, part of NWO, the two things in my mind went, oh, that's pretty cool. And then it also went, oh, that's fucking stupid. Were you watching the WWE product at the time?
Yeah, I was. I mean, it kind of made sense to me though, because him being, you know, a DX saloon, and it just felt like DX and NWO were, you know, like cousins.
Right.
So it just felt like, okay, I could see this. I could see it working. Like if Shawn would have went to WCW back during the NWO's peak, he would have been in the NWO. Let's face it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He probably been one of the founding fathers, right?
Yeah, exactly. Or taken over it.
Next up, on 2004, TNA Wrestling taped their first ever episode of Impact from Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida. In the main event, AJ Styles defeated Michael Shane, Eli Skipper, and Chris Sabin to earn the X Division title shot. America's Most Wanted, James Storm, Chris Harris, beat Kid Cash and Dallas to win the NWA World Tag Team Championship. I missed out on the early days, the first up-and-coming shows of TNA, especially when it came to Impact. It wasn't until I was able to catch up recently. Pluto, guys, get on Pluto. They actually show a lot of TNA stuff on there as well.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Were you early on the first had a pulse on what was going on in TNA at that time?
Oh yeah, definitely. Only because like so many of the local guys were on it, so it was exciting to see them on TV. A lot of the Ring of Honor guys and the New York City indie dudes. So yeah, and plus it was just refreshing to watch something different after, you know, WWE devoured everybody up. Right. So yeah, I tuned in every week once they were on actual, you know, what was it, Spike TV? I think it was that they started off on. I believe they were. Oh, no, it was TNM. Yeah, the national. Yeah. So yeah, I was tuning in every week just to see, because it just felt right to watch it. Yeah. Yeah. I was the same with you. It was just for me. I just had to find them because it's like, oh shit, Red is over there. Oh shit, D is, Homicide is over there. Oh shit. Yeah. So it took me a minute to find it, but once I did, I was like,
Okay. Now I found another outlet.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
All right. So June 4, 2011. Mick Foley is granted his release from TNA Wrestling after a run that included him winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Not the biggest moment in TNA history.
Yeah. Definitely wasn't the finger poke of dude. No, yeah. No, it definitely wasn't that. Once he won that first title shot in WWF, it just the way it happened, with him, with all the channels switching over, that was peak
Right.
champion for him. So after that, everything just seemed so like, okay, good for him.
The one thing about Mick, it was because Mick, he was able to have a form of personality and charisma with people around him.
Yeah.
And TNA, I didn't think he ever was able to accomplish that. Although, like, a lot of the guys were former WWF guys, or WWE guys, I don't think he was able to still like harness that ability to like that connection with them.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. He just didn't have the chemistry yet. Yeah.
What else we got?
Okay, so on June 4th, 2017, 2 titles changed hands at WWE Extreme Rules at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. First, The Miz won the Intercontinental Championship from Dean Ambrose. In a steel cage match, The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro, defeated the Hardy Boys in a steel cage match to win the Raw Tag Team Championship. In the main event, Samoa Joe became the #1 contender for Braun Strowman's Universal Championship after winning a fatal 5-way match against Finn Balor, Bray Wyatt, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins.
Shit, when you see a match like that, that's automatically you would think is money. That main event.
Yeah.
By the way, 2 steel cage matches?
Yeah, right?
Really? That's what we were doing that night?
You know?
As Cornette would say, lazy booking. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that main event, it sounds crazy, and you would think that the title holder at that time for the belt, you'd have been like, and the winner of that match meets John Cena, and it's like, no, you meet Braun Strowman.
Right.
It's like, okay.
And he had his little run. Hey.
Good for you, Braun.
It's like I felt like there was a point where the title felt like a participation trophy. I hear you.
Right? It's like,
being loyal.
good for you, man.
You tried.
Everybody, people weren't happy with that Universal title being introduced. I didn't care. I was like, hey, well, whatever.
They all become the same crap at the end.
Just a toy.
Yeah.
June 5th, 2000, Eric Bischoff won the only championship of his career. No shit. At this time, I think a lot of owners, promoters, bookers were winning titles. The WCW Hardcore Championship. In a match on Monday Night Nitro against Terry Funk, he gave the title to Big Vito and Johnny the Bull the next night on Thunder as a thank you for helping him defeat Funk. Talk about hitting your low in WCW history. Wow.
Yeah. We good. We could there's nothing for me to contribute to this shit.
Wow. Yikers.
Yeah.
Next up. WWE announced they had officially acquired the libraries of World Class Championship Wrestling and Stampede Wrestling. Eventually, they would be offered as content on the WWE Network. Let me tell you something. When the WWE Network first launched, I was day one. Were you day one?
I wasn't day one, but I did get it eventually, yeah.
Yeah, I was day one. I was at the door and I was the one that was immediately pissed off because the shit wasn't working right. I was that guy. But at the same time, the first thing that I did was go into the libraries. That was the first thing I did. I wanted to see what the WCWs look like, the WCCWs were looking like, the Stampedes. I immediately wanted to see if they had what they had up there because I was watching a lot of that stuff on YouTube. So I wanted to see if they had, at least like some docs or some episodes and such. So that was my first go-to when I got there.
Yeah.
Next up,
Okay.
you got it.
June 6, 2005. Longtime ECW announcer Joey Styles signed with WWE to commentate on the upcoming ECW One Night Stand pay-per-view. He would remain with the company either as an on-air announcer or in their digital content department until 2016. Really?
Yeah, I didn't know he lasted that long.
So when he had his meltdown, that was 2016?
I believe so, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. See, I thought it was way sooner than that.
I did as well. And listen, Joey was a feisty dude, man. Like they said that he wasn't one to fight. As a matter of fact, I believe there's those stories that said that Joey knocked out John Bradshaw.
Mm-hmm.
So
I would love to have seen that. I'm gonna fly on that wall.
like, yeah, good for you, Joey. Yeah. It's like that scene in Goodfellas is like, hey, Spider, good for you. Hey, you got the balls on her. Don't let him get away with that.
But he looked like he would have a massive temper. Like he didn't look commanding, but he just looked like the kind of guy that you did not want to piss off.
And Napoleon complex, probably. He has some short man issues.
Absolutely.
Give it up to him though. He was the one man commentator in ECW. That says a lot, man. That's not easy.
And just he really did. I mean, there's some like legendary moments that were just him. He was able to pull off. You know that. Oh my God, it was always gonna be like.
Yeah, I do a 30-minute. I do 30 minutes on a single show, and my voice starts going. Like I can only imagine what he do like for an hour show, and they're going, "Oh my God!" Like it's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Next up,
right. Same day, 2005, the annual WWE draft began on WWE Raw Live from St. Louis, Missouri. This year's draft took a different format from years gone past. It was presented as a lottery with Raw and SmackDown, each having 10 random picks that were revealed over a number of weeks. Raw's first random pick was reigning WWE champion John Cena, who made his red brand debut as a result. For a period, this meant Raw played host to both the WWE champion and the World Heavyweight champion Batista. To the surprise of absolutely nobody, Batista moved to SmackDown with the last pick of the lottery week.
they still seem to not get it right?
I kind of hope they don't bring it back. Because they haven't, they would have done it by now this year. And they haven't. They've just been just making the swaps manually, basically, right?
Right.
It's like, oh, now this guy's on the, it kind of like, they just, I don't know. It's in the beginning, it was great when they would be like in the rooms, in the breakout rooms, and they're all waiting to see who gets called.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, that I like, yeah.
That was great because you're like anticipating with them. Now it's just, it feels like an award show.
Yeah, and
they barely change anybody.
I love the fact like when tag teams were broken up, like when you saw the Dudleys get broken up. Right,
that was cool.
Yeah, and they looked at each other like, "Oh shit, we're not together anymore." That's crazy.
Right? Exactly.
So I think one day we have to go down memory lanes and look at what worked, what's definitely not working in WWE draft.
Oh yeah.
Next up.
Okay, 2011. Andy Levine was announced as the winner of WWE's Tough Enough revival on an episode of Raw from Richmond, Virginia. Just 2 months after series host Stone Cold Steve Austin announced him as the winner, he was suspended for 30 days due to a wellness policy violation and was let go quietly from the company less than 12 months after his win.
Somebody had asked me recently about what happened to him. I was like, yeah, I didn't know what happened to him. And that he got banged. He got banged for wellness.
Like, dude, 30. I mean, like, how long? 2 months?
You liked him?
Oh, Matt?
Oh, God. AJ's telling me that Matt liked him. I was like, really?
I don't even remember. 2011, no, I wasn't watching anything at all. 2011, so.
Who was on that season? Patrick Clark was on that season, right? Yeah. Sarah was on that season. Mandy won it that year, did she? Yeah. No. Sarah Logan won. Yeah, she won. Yeah, that's what it was. Right. That's funny. Wow. Yikers. Well, you got the new Tough Enough now, that LFG shit.
Yeah, that's what it is, basically, but they just already have a little experience, right? So,
right, yeah.
Which, you know what?
Have you watched that?
No, I haven't. I've just seen the little clips. I don't even know where it's airing, what time it's airing. Like
It's like on A&E or some shit like that. Yeah.
yeah, I figured that should have been right. Yeah, I don't know. I watch clips and I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I kind of get pulled off by the Bully Ray stuff too. Like it's the Bully Ray thing. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's why I I don't like the guy. Period.
I would prefer to catch up because I know it's on I believe it's on Tubi. It's the Evolve. I would watch that. I would catch up on that. Yeah. Shout out to Jackson Drake who won the Evolve Championship.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Next up.
Yeah. All right. So 2019, the 24/7 championship changed hands twice in a pair of WWE.com exclusive videos. The first saw Jinder Mahal roll up champion R-Truth on the tarmac at Frankfurt Airport, just as Truth was boarding a plane to fly to the Middle East. A few hours later, Truth won back his title by gingerly pinning Mahal as he slept during the flight.
I had to put this one in because of what happened recently with Truth. Shout out Cowboy Truth, man.
Man, you got done dirty, man.
The fifth. I just saw a video of them doing the comparison of John Cena and R-Truth championships won, and all you see is like 17, 17, 18, 27, 23 with Cena. Then all of a sudden it just stays there with Truth, and then bang, 50 something hardcore 24/7 championship wins. It's like, right. Oh, look who's a real champ.
Right, MVP right there, man.
Exactly.
Legend. That's funny. You really pinned them.
I remember when they did that too, when they exchanged the thing on that time. I was like, this is so silly.
So silly.
June 7th, 2005. American SmackDown at a SmackDown taping in Kansas City, Missouri. Chris Benoit becomes the Blue Brand's first selection in WWE's random draft lottery. The man we can't speak about. We always say on this episode, on this and every other show, is like, wow, what a career this man would have had if he wasn't such a monster.
I know. I still wish that one day the truth, a different truth will come out.
Right.
Like, I just want that for him. Like it's not fair. Why would you do that, dude? Like, what were you thinking? Like,
let's get the conspiracy theory going that he was set up. Let's get that one going.
Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. Because you know how they were saying how he felt like the mafia was after him.
Right.
I think it was the Montreal Mafia.
Mm-hmm.
And in my head, I'm like, there ain't no fucking mafia in Montreal. What the fuck? But then I saw Dino Bravo's.
Dino Bravo's, yeah.
Dark Side of the Ring, where he was taken out by the Montreal Mafia. And I was like,
in his apartment, yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, but what if?
Yeah.
What if? You don't know. Nobody will ever know the truth because nobody really saw it. It's just that was what the authorities settled on. That it was a murder-suicide. What if he was set up?
Everybody still believes that the ex-husband of Nancy, they believe that he might have had some. It's just sad, but
it's just so tragic on all angles, man.
Speaking of tragic, next up, sticking with the tragedy. Jay always does it. John Tenta, last known in wrestling as the Earthquake, died at the age of 42 after contracting bladder cancer. Jesus, there's such a thing. I mean, damn, there's a cancer.
You could get cancer any part of your body.
Wow, that's dark.
Yeah.
Congratulations to WWE finally acknowledging him. That he and Typhoon were just acknowledged as Hall of Famers. So shout out to that. I hope the family gets something for that. And I believe that the daughter of Tenta was very, very grateful for the acknowledgement as well for the induction to them.
It's amazing. Like, you saw the Dark Side of the Ring episode for him?
No. Was that the one with the
Dark Side of the Ring? Yeah, it had to be Dark Side of the Ring. I think it was Dark Side of the Ring. Or was it WWE biography?
Probably maybe, because I know that he had an incident where he was in Japan and got into some shit.
Yeah, because I know, just watching his widow, who to this day, you can see how much she's still madly in love with him.
Mm.
Oh my God, my heart, I was crying watching this episode of, I forgot which one it was, but I was crying. you can see how he was just a big teddy bear. He loved his
Yeah.
wife so much. He loved his children so much. And at the time that he was diagnosed with cancer, he had a website where he was kind of like chronicling what he was going through. So my godfather was battling cancer as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember something compelled me to reach out to him to Earthquake through the website. And he sent me, first he was so polite in the email. It was just so personable and very sympathetic with what was going on. And he sent me so many resources on like natural healing for
like holistic healing.
That he had been trying, that was keeping him going for a while.
Right.
And I will never forget that. Like, he could have easily ignored the email.
No, that's true. That's so
when he passed away, I was like, shit. Like, and my godfather passed away that same year. So it's just,
it's crazy because wrestlers always tend to have this rough exterior, especially when you know them to be heels and such.
Mm-hmm.
And you always get that one asshole you bump into and such. And
Right.
you're like, thanks for living the gimmick, dickhead. But for the most part, the majority of them are always like some really sweet and open and personal individuals, and it's always great to run into stuff like that. I remember when he debuted during that whole gimmick stuff that he got the biggest guy, and he was gonna I believe it was with Dino Bravo, I believe it was, or at least one of them, and is when they squashed Warrior, I believe, right? And he did the stomping on his back. He was supposed to have come from the crowd and did that. And not many people knew that he was a plant. It was actually it was funny. But Don Tenta, congratulations on your Hall of Fame this year, sir.
He deserves it.
On 2009, WWE Extreme Rules took place at New Orleans Arena in New Orleans. No shit, really? It's New Orleans Arena, and it happened to be in New Orleans. Duh. The main event saw Jeff Hardy retain the World Heavyweight Championship over Edge in a main event ladder match. Great match, by the way. However, Hardy's night was not over as the Money in the Bank contract holder CM Punk decided to cash in a title shot and defeated Hardy to become the new champion. I remember that. I popped. Yeah, I know. Adi didn't. Multiple other titles changed hands on the show as well. Batista became the first man to win the WWE Championship in a cage match when he defeated Randy Orton. Also, Kofi Kingston won a fatal four-way match against MVP William Regal and Matt Hardy to win the WWE United States Championship. And Chris Jericho won the Intercontinental Championship by defeating Rey Mysterio in a no holds barred match. This was one of the Extreme Rules night events that I actually enjoyed. It takes a lot for me to really like those because a lot of them are repetitive, but I remember this one being really, really good.
It sounds like it was a good show.
Yeah.
Good card.
Next up, in 2010, one of the most memorable conclusions in the episode of Raw in the show's history went down in Miami, Florida, the main event of the Viewer's Choice Special. So John Cena and CM Punk face off in a bout that ended in a no contest when the match was interrupted by the Rookies and took part in the recently concluded first series of WWE's NXT show. Led by Wade Barrett, the gang assaulted Cena as well as various ringside employees and left waste to the ringside, including half destroying the ring itself. This was huge. I know you probably weren't watching it, right, at the time?
Oh, I was not.
This was remarkable when I first saw it. The group will be soon known as the Nexus and be a fixture in the main event scene in the company for several months. During the angle, Daniel Bryan used Justin Roberts' own tie to choke the ring announcer in a vicious looking spot. This action got Bryan was immediately fired. He was brought back as a mystery partner to face Nexus in the 7 versus 7 SummerSlam main event elimination chamber match. Yeah, I was pissed when they let him go because at that same time, that's when Linda McMahon was in the running of getting some kind of position in politics. This is when before Ray, I believe it was like governor or senator of Connecticut or something like that.
Senator.
Yeah. and that's when they wanted to wash their hands from it.
So he was legit fired. It wasn't like storyline fired.
No. He was legit fired. He actually went. I think he did 2 shows at Ring of Honor, and then that's when they brought him back to SummerSlam. Oh, by the way, Linda, how's that political gig going these days, huh?
She don't know shit. What a dumbass, man. She should be embarrassed of herself. Oh God.
Did you see the enhancement in A1?
What a shit show.
Technology's doing great with A1. What a fucking nincompoop.
She doesn't know anything.
Jesus Christ.
God damn it. It's so frustrating.
Finally, in 2020, WWE taped the main event of Backlash at the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The match between Randy Orton and Edge was dubbed the greatest wrestling match ever in promoting the show and blended in an ring encounter with a cinematic style filming. Randy won the 45-minute match that aired on Sunday, June 14th. It was so fucking great that I even forgot that this thing happened. This is how fantastic this thing was.
Really?
45 minutes?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh,
COVID, right? COVID.
Yeah, COVID time.
COVID.
Fever dream of COVID.
Atrocious. It's funny how one company, and especially a starter company like AEW, made the best out of COVID during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And WWE, who at that time, of course, even to this day, at this time was the multi-billion company, spewed shit.
Yeah.
The only part that we enjoyed about COVID WWE was when AJ's brother Matt actually got on the screen.
Oh,
in the what is it called? The
Thunderdome, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it? I was there when it happened. Oh, you was there when that? No, he did it here. Oh, so he must have did it again. The first time he did it here. It was hilarious. Yeah.
That's awesome.
And he put it on the it was hilarious. So he did get it on twice. I remember the first time he did it here, and we were sitting there going, "Oh my God, this you could actually do this."
It felt like an episode of Black Mirror every time you would watch it. Just people watching from God knows where, and it's so weird. It was they tried to do things that were innovative, but it just came off as just awkward and cringe and weird.
Yeah, it was not good time for.
They didn't utilize.
The only thing that came out well for me was we did have some really good cinematic wrestling. Like when you got the concept. You got Sting and Darby in their match, AJ Undertaker in their match. I thought that was cool, but
that was cool.
But that's gonna wrap us up here on of course, not only history and headlocks, but also is gonna wrap us up with this segment of This Week in Wrestling History. This was fun. I think Mike, you don't have to rush back. Don't worry about it. We're good. We're good. But
we definitely gotta do a little workaround with Mike's schedule right now.
But Mike, yes, we do miss you. I don't want you to be crying to me saying that. I'm trying to take your spot. We're good.
Love you, Mike.
Yeah. But Adi, what we got else going on? What's happening down for you and all that?
Well, we're hoping to be able to do a Pride episode.
Yes, we're in the month. Yes.
Yeah, LGBTQ representation in wrestling history. We're hoping to film that soon. If everything works out with my schedule. And we're really looking forward to doing this one because, like you said, this is Pride Month, and that topic has been very taboo in the wrestling business to now where it's much more acceptable, and I feel like that's going to be a great topic for us to discuss and bring up names and just really, really, really going to just put things in perspective for some people who may not,
Yeah, we're gonna bring out names. We're not gonna out anybody.
No, not at all. We'll be obviously talking strictly about who is definitely open and proud
But yeah, and for us here over here, make sure you check us out always at New York Wrestle Media. Much going down on over here. Unfortunately, we lost our TikTok for Turnbuckle Tabloid, but the good thing is that New York Wrestle Media now has a TikTok. We're open.
There we go.
Let's like and subscribe and be a part of that vibe on that side as well. And be sure you check us out on Turnbuckle Tabloid on our other social media outlets that has not been hacked as of yet.
Yes.
But I'm so pissed. We were almost at 2,000 too. Shit, but that's all right. We'll get back at it. Because of you, the viewers and the listeners out there. Because of you guys will bring us back. And as always, guys, as I do on Turnbuckle Tabloid, check you guys in a second. Bye, Adi.
Sit, turn type, sit. Good boy. Ruff.